Yep. I am back. Hopefully, you guys hit the bell. This is my second video today. The first video I wanted to talk about the Qs and what's happening today. This is actually why I wanted to do that video, because what's happening right now is exactly what I was feeling. I just like, I don't know, man. I don't feel that it's good. I still think that we are not in danger yet today, even though we had a serious reversal. And what was the Dow up? A couple hundred points almost? I don't remember. And then just, wow, just falling off a cliff, right? Look at the NASDAQ doing the same. Looks like, according to these charts, which I do think is 20 minutes delayed action. I'm going to go to my real-time charts in just a second here, but October 11th is 354, right? So I think it has another bar to draw here. Look at the S&P, right? So new low. Look at all that red. Believe it or not, the Microsoft, Apple, Google, not down too much. Facebook is. I got a short on Facebook. I actually sold some calls, upside calls at 320, 315. That expired mid-November. I don't know. I just think that they're just going to be slowly drifting down. And then Amazon, that's one of my favorite stocks. And of course, I told you that's the one that I'm actually afraid of. Yeah, I'm afraid of that. So here we go. All right, so we're looking at the Qs, right? And, we gapped down. And then we filled the gap pretty quick, which is impressive. It was impressive. How you doing, babes? You said you have... Okay, that's okay. I'm going to allow you to be on silent. That's the jewelry box in the house. I fed her today. Cheeseburgers, that is. Anyway, so going up. Yeah, so we filled the gap and just kind of just kept going. I was like, okay. And then just to slowly drift off from, what is that, about 10:30. 10:30 is usually a time where the market just shifts. So always keep that in mind. And then just sell off all the way till, we almost at today's lows. It looks like it's trying to bounce back. And then I'm going to go to the weekly. This is the video. This is the stock. This is the chart I was looking at on the first video I did about a couple of hours ago, where I was just a little bit concerned. I don't know. We're safe according to this trend line, but if we break this low right here, right, which is last week's low, 350.32, we're in trouble. I think we could break the trend line a little bit. If I zoom in like that, you can see that. Right, I think we could break that. I think I'm more concerned about that low right there, because then we're making new lows and then we just kind of going down. Because if you look at the chart, right, it's just higher highs and higher lows, right? So this one is still, it's not bouncing off that springboard like we like. Like you look at that, right? Just bow, right? That is definitely was by the dip action. It's just so evident. Now here we are. Last week was kind of like a doji. That candle, it's just undecision. Yeah, okay, we hit the lows, but we don't know what we want to do. That's what that candle is saying. So now it basically passed the buck. It passes it to this week. Okay, so what are you guys going to do this week? And so far, we're dojiing for the most part. We're still in that range. I would love to see us go above this high. So that's why I think this candle's key, because we dojied last week. And this week, hopefully it makes a decision, right? We either go above next week's candle, which would look good when that high is 365.69, or we go below it. And then I think the decision will be made, right? It'll be a past the buck and they make a decision. I look at the stochastic, still heading down, it needs time to change. And then I look at the volume. That selling volume was crazy last week. And then that doji, it was all right, I guess, volume. But let's see what this week looks like. So that's the weekly. If you come to the daily, right, just we gapped up, filled the gap. I'm going to go zoom in there. That was the bounce, right? Filled the gap really quick. And now let's see what happens. Do we continue up tomorrow? Be interesting. Or do we just kind of keep coming straight down? All right, so let's look at the VIX. I guess I'm actually doing a recap of the last video I did a couple hours ago. If you missed it, check it out. I think all right, look at the VIX turning around on us. Okay, so the VIX, I think, was down. What was it down? Yeah, so the VIX gapped up, came down, and now we're right back up. Yeah, so and I had said in that video that, yeah, let me go to the 4 hour, that here's that arrow I drew, right? And I said, even though we kind of came down out of this area, that this trend ever since August is still kind of trending up. So we gotta kind of keep that in mind. All right, so what are we looking at, man? What kind of stocks are we looking at? I want to pull up my favorite stocks, so I need you guys to get in the comments and tell me what you want me to look at of yours. Um, if you not live, just kind of leave it in the comments and we'll talk about the next video, right? Or maybe I'll just come on and make a video especially for you. Walmart. Got a little, oh man, Walmart reversed today. I worry about the stock. I think it's actually, look at it. There's the markets closed. Yeah, I got some call spreads above 50, 150, 155. And ever since I put those on, which was right in this area, it's just been straight down. So I'm kind of worried about it. I still think it's a great buy right about now. Long term action. Maybe short term, we're bouncing, but if the market's weak, this thing is going to continue to start being weak. I mean, it's not going to be Walmart leading the pack, leading the market back to the upside. So you got to keep that in mind. So I do like Walmart, but if the market stays weak, this thing it'll just find its way. But look, it's making a higher low. It did break that trend line, and let's see what it can do. See, this right here is a lower high, right? And this is a higher low. So let's see. It's kind of getting a little compression here. Let's see which way it decides to break. Hopefully it is to the upside. I think Starbucks got an upgrade today. This is another one of my, it's not one of my biggest stocks, but it's pretty big. It's a pretty big position that I have. And I got a bunch of calls on. I need this thing to finish up above 130 by next year, or somewhere around that, between 125 and 130. And here was when I put the trade on. You can see the fake out. Let me go to the weekly so you can see it a little better. Put the trade on somewhere around here, maybe around here. And look at that, right back to its lows. It's at the bottom of the range. I really think that this is something you can get into. So this received an upgrade today, and look at it, just blasted off, gapped up, right? Because the market gapped down. This gapped up, okay? And then up to 113. I was like, all right, about time these people is recognizing Starbucks. It's about time. Then it closes down. So, yeah, Starbucks can't even get in the green after an upgrade. Schmitty Trucker, I say, what do you think? You said bank stocks will go with earning next week. You know what? I know they've been ripping. I'm just going to pull up the XLF in general. Every time the banks always seem to report decent numbers, I'm going to say. And ever since I've been really trading, they all seem to sell off. They just sell off at the earnings. I don't know why. It just seems like they'll report a great number. They might pop in the pre-market, and then they just sell off. So just kind of keep that in mind. But I don't know. It's a great chart. This is the XLF. It's a great chart. I mean, it's sitting right there at the highs. Will it break through? Will this earnings season break us through that? That was a kind of a, somebody's got like a dirt bike outside. Oh, that's a weed whacker. Yeah, they always want to cut grass, crook grass when I do videos. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't hear that. We'll see. Let's see what, that's a shitty line I just drew. But let's see what happens. Let's see if this earnings season can break them out. I mean, they are in a consolidation, or was, right? And it's at the top of the range. Now, everything that we saw, even though the environment is right for them, right? Because interest rates is going up. This is how they make money, on that spread. That's why these things is rallying. Tax is not doing that well. But let's see if they can break out. And then, but basically, I'm getting at the rest of the stocks that did this rolled over after the breakout, right? So are these going to be able to continue to break out and just continue to rally, or are they going to roll over as well? So we just got to keep an eye on it. It's not broken out until it's broken out, right? It could be right here. You can even see this candle. Let me zoom in a little bit, right? That's the weekly. It could continue down, right? We hit the top of the range and just wants to fall off. So we'll see what happens. But it looks better than the rest of the market, right? So that's the XLF, and let's look at the SPY again, and you can see how the last several 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gosh, I hate when they do that. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, you can see how the market's just, for the most part, just been in a downtrend, selling off. But if you look at the SPY, this is not the greatest line either. How about I just clear all that stuff out and let's draw a new line? I think right here. I think there. Even though it kind of showed support here, right? Are we gonna bounce, right? Is this a bounce, or is just we trending down and we're gonna continue to go down? It's just like a little pause, right? So I could draw this line, and it looked like we was trying to break up above the downtrend line, but now look, that was just like a quick second, man. It was just a couple of like a day. So we could actually kind of continue to go down like that. Here is the support area, right? So I think if we can get here, maybe that's this low, like we break that low right there and we go down, people's getting nervous thinking this is the low to watch. I don't think that's the low to watch, even though I think if we break it, it'll be like a more steeper drop. This right here is the real support. So I think we could probably definitely bounce from there. I was experimenting with some iron condors. Actually, I was selling puts, and so far it's a bad trade because I was selling puts, and you see what the market did this afternoon. But as the market was rallying, I sold some calls. So I turned them into iron condors. I definitely just wanted to do a put spread, sell a put spread. And I was like, I don't think we're going to be going too much higher. So I decided to sell calls against them, made an iron condor 12 weeks out, and so let's see what happens. So I was basically, 12 weeks out. 12 days. I think I was over here. Like I did a couple of spreads. I think I did October 25th, and I was selling the 10 Delta. Let's see what I was doing. All right, so I was selling, and I was doing 5 strikes wide. I had to think about that for a little bit. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna do sell iron condor. I didn't do it in this account, otherwise I would have just bring it up. So this is think or swim right here. So let's say the 406 on the put, and then the 401, and then over here I was looking at the somewhere, yeah, right around the 444. Let's say so. Hopefully it comes out to the price I was looking at. 444, and buying the 449 for protection. It's gonna roll that in. Did I do that right? Because it's paying $1.07 right now. That's crazy. That's pretty nice. Did I do that right? 444, 449. Then I sold it. Yeah, look at that, $1.09. That's a 5-point wide. That's like huge. So basically, that's what it says. I didn't get that much, okay? I think I got like 80 cents or something like that. So, wow. That means I'm down 20 cents on the condor. But, it's a 5-point wide spread. So that's $500 you're risking. But it's going to give you $100 right now, right? So your risk is really $400. And $100 divided into your risk, $400, is 25, right? 25% profit on that, right? So if you do that, I don't know, a couple of times, 1, 2, and you analyze that, hopefully, I could be losing some of you guys. I understand, but if you do know about trading verticals, iron condors, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what's going on. I'll do a video maybe later on, maybe teaching more about it. Maybe tomorrow, who knows? Well, anyway, you do that twice, right? You're risking $788. And you just need the market to be in this range in the next 2 weeks, 13 days. This is a pretty good chance that you're going to be right. So I did a 10 Delta. I personally feel that it's 90% chance I'm going to be right. But if you watch Tastyworks, anybody watch Tasty Trade, if they did this trade, they're going to say it's a 20% chance of being wrong, which is an 80% chance of being right, because they measure both sides of the trade, this side and this side. I don't really like those calculations because one of these sides is going to be absolutely correct. I just don't know which one, right? So to me, it's a 10% chance. That's my math, right? So collect $1, So this is your break even is like 404 over here, and you're about 445 over here roughly. So where are we right now? Let me go to the chart. This is what I've been doing the last couple of days. It's just been working. So usually when I put a trade on and things start working, I'll stick to it until I have a bust. That's why I'm showing you guys right now. So the SPY is at 434. Let's go to analyze it, right? So it's at 434. Actually, it's right here. I don't know why I didn't see that. This line right here, it could come way down here. This is the prices down here, right? It can come way down here. I need it to stay in this little blue area, right? This little hood. And I'm going to be right. It can come way down here to 404, and I'm going to still make my money. And here's the shorter side, but I just don't think that we're going to be up 400, and we're going to go up another 11 points on SPY in the next 2 weeks. I just don't think that's going to happen. You see the market action today, right? With here's the charts, and you just see the rollover. It just seems weak. It just seems weak. And that's what made me want to sell those calls, right? I was thinking about selling puts all day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn these into an iron condor and see what happens. So hopefully this thing could steady out, and those trades will be profitable. Now, generally when you put on iron condors, let me go back to that. You could see you don't really start making money right away. Now, this purple line is the money I'm making right now. And you could see, right here's the price, this little line. Let's see if I could stretch this out, right? That's the price. And I don't make money until here to here, right? Between this area and this area. So if it were to drop down tomorrow about, I don't know, we can go down, what is this? 3-4 S&P points, SPY points, that is. I'm going to be making money, right? So, and then if you push the days out, right? This is October 12th. That's tomorrow. You can see how that curve kind of keeps going up. It's increasing my chances of being right as we go along. But right now we're here. So it's like what I'm getting at is when you put these trades on, generally you're going to start losing money right away. And you can't get nervous about that. Just put your strikes out, set it, kind of forget it, and let's hope to take profits within a week. And the profits with that, like this particular trade, I wish I would have put it on at the end of the day, collected $1 for the most part. I'll just buy it back at 50 cents, right? Let's just buy it back at 50 cents. And then once we do that, we'll put on another one, So that's how I kind of look at it. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I've just been letting my long-term trades run, and we'll look at those real quick. Amazon. I don't feel good about this one. I'm really thinking about restructuring this trade, even though it expires a year and a half from now. But we'll see. I really love this this pattern, but oh man, the supply chain is what bothers me. The supply chain inflation. So I just don't know if the conditions are ripe, for it to pop. Like if we want to grow an orange, like we want to farm a little bit. Hold on, let me get this question real quick. Wall Street Bets was playing with SPY. Might be why. Really? You think they have enough juice to push up the SPY? I mean, that is like the biggest ETF. So maybe, maybe, I don't know. I don't know how much juice they got, but that is a large ETF. So I don't know. I don't know if they can push that one around like that. But maybe, maybe they came out the gate. Maybe the big boys were just sitting on their hands, and Wall Street Bets, they was in there and buying the SPY, and it looked good. I was selling puts against it, meaning I was long. I'm bullish. Bullish because I showed y'all that chart. Even though I was looking at the Qs, let me pull up the SPY. It should look basically the same. I didn't even pull. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I think this is gonna hold for a while. It's kind of like the Qs. The Qs is a little more decisive on that, right? But yeah, I'm thinking this area is gonna hold, so I sold some puts against it, and I think we're good until we really break these lows right here. You could see that support right there. Just look at that. Even though I think it's more down here, but just a little bit, right? It's a little support. That means that if that's the weekly here, let's go to the 4 hours. We'll see it better. Every time it hit here, let's see if I zoom in for you. There we go. Buying took place. A whole bunch of buying took place, right? So when it gets here, there's buying, and that's the support, right? So as we come down, hopefully they jump right back in and buy it back up. Um, so I agree. I agree, but let's see what happened. I kind of lost my the hell I was talking about. Schmitty, I forgot what I was talking about before I went to your question over there about the Wall Street bets crowd. But I was talking about selling those condors. Oh, Amazon. That's right. So yeah, I just think that it just doesn't seem ripe. I mean, I was so impressed with this move right here, and this is what made me kind of get long. And look, it just brought it right back to. I just didn't think it was gonna do that so fast. I'm not saying it can. It's still in the range, but kind of did it fast. I'm like, all right, damn, all right, God. I mean, this stock has been doing nothing for for so long, and that's why I like it. So, and we coming into earnings. I mean, earnings is 2 weeks away. Generally, it runs into earnings. Generally, not all the time. And so I was kind of playing all of that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if buying is right now. This is in the buy zone, which was right here, right? This thing has incredible support mid-range. We kind of went from, if I clear all of this out, right? We basically went, there's two zones here. Even though this hasn't been doing nothing for the last year and a half, we kind of went from that to that. See, so you could see the consolidation, right? A little bit of buying, consolidation, and maybe we'll do the same thing, or maybe we finally get that big move that I've been thinking about. Now, I tell you this. This is the weekly. Look at how these moving averages, that blue line, right? That blue line is the 9-period moving average. That's an average that I like. You could set your charts for any moving average. And then there's the purple line. That's the 20, right? And I'm going to clear those. I'm going to clear those drawings. And you can see how they're just on top of each other, along with the price. It's been doing nothing. That's so rare, by the way, especially on a $3,000 stock. Wow. Anyway, so I'm going to twist. Look at that. Okay. Anyway, right? So when it breaks out of this range, and this is including to the downside, it's going to be vicious. It's going to be vicious. Okay, let me zoom back out. Right, so I'm thinking, well, could it be vicious to the, yes, it can be vicious to the downside, but I'm thinking, Amazon, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be to the downside. I think it's going to be to the upside. Why? Because it's been going up, right? You look at the chart, the big chart, it just goes up, so continues to go up. A downside will be like a reversal in this multi-year trend, just turning it around, and I'm coming down, right? So that's what makes me think it will be a huge explosion to the upside, but it could come down before it does that, So looking back at the weekly, yeah, this is going to be a vicious move. Hopefully it is to the upside. Which way it goes, let's say if it breaks down. Let's say it breaks down. It's not something you probably want to buy. Say it's down here, it's below here. You probably want to hang out a little bit because it's just going to be explosive. And I tell you what, if Amazon is breaking down like that, most likely the market is as well, right? It'll probably be all the stocks, So it's not rare. It's rare. It's rare that Amazon breaks down and, and the market's just ripping, running away, and Amazon can't get any traction. So, that's that. And then Tesla, I think, was actually up today. Yeah, that's alone. That alone, just I'm real bullish on Tesla, and I haven't been in the longest. But I am. I really like and it's nothing to do about the company. It's about the chart, the relative strength. You're looking at it. The market was down, what? Go back to the charts over here. Down 250, NASDAQ down 93, S&P down 30, Tesla green. Look, it looks like only tech stocks that was green for the most part was Tesla, Oracle, Salesforce, and what stock is that? ACN, Accenture. So, yeah, that won't count holes in Loan Depot. Yeah, so that alone should tell you a lot, right? So kind of keep those in mind. I'm a fan of Salesforce. Don't trade it though. Accenture, I don't ever pull that stock up. And Oracle, I used to trade Oracle a long time ago. It's like slow money. I'm gonna look at it right now. Why is this thing just bucking the trend? Oh wow, that should have been an Oracle. Oh man, but let's look at this as an example of what I was expecting Amazon to do, and you can see the consolidation, right? But that's nowhere near. I mean, Amazon's consolidation was like clear back here, just a whole year. But you get that consolidation, then you finally get the push out. So, stocks, they go right just up. They look like they're going straight up when they going up, but they're really doing this, right? They're really doing that stair step when you zoom in on it. And every time you get that consolidation, you get that next leg up. The longer the consolidation, the bigger the leg up, right? So and like I said, that goes the other way. It could go down. The longer the consolidation, I should say, the longer the consolidation, the bigger the move. How's that, right? But if it goes up, it continues to go up. So, but if you have a long consolidation and it decides to go down, it's going to be a big move to the downside as well. So, yeah, look at Oracle. Totally missed this. Oracle could be the new Microsoft. Wow, look at that move. See, now you can see how I drew my line, and you can see it's almost the same thing, right? That's an incredible move by Oracle. I used to didn't trade it because it used to move like Cisco. It reminds me of Cisco, right? CSCO. Cisco is a good stock, but it just never gets traction. I don't know. I mean, you think of internet, how big the internet blew up Cisco with routers and a lot of that internet connectivity type stuff, and just never gets, it just doesn't get traction. We're looking at the monthly of Cisco, which goes way back here to 2001, and not much, right? Not much there, but it plays a good dividend. Look at the dividend. 2.69. I think it used to be better, but look, it's actually sitting at all-time highs, right? Waiting to break out. I think the only reason why this is down because of the double top right here, and then it hit here and it comes straight down. It's one of the most, probably, I'm going to say probably the most powerful pattern is a double top. Very powerful. And it'll just pull back. Why? Because these guys, these guys over here, right? They bought and they thought it was going up, and as soon as they bought, the stock was going down, and they was holding on. They was like, oh my gosh, I lost all this money, blah, blah, blah. And it finally comes back up, and then they get out. Along with the people that knows a double top is usually a pullback, so they start selling. So you have these guys getting out, pattern play is getting out, and it just brings it back down. And that pattern, that little monthly candle right now, that could be the end of the pullback. So it's something to keep in mind, even though I don't really like the way that stochastic is turning to the downside. No, I don't like that. But it's still up there. So anyway, yeah, keep in mind, Cisco. It's not a stock that'll get you rich, but it's a stock that'll protect your money. But Bitcoin, I'm telling you, that's the new bank. That's the new protect your money type trade. Schmitty, you said, I gotta get my glasses. Hold on a minute. All right. You said, bedtime for me. You have to get up in 6 hours to get back in the truck. All right, man. Thanks for checking me out. The video will be here for you tomorrow to check out. So I appreciate you being in here. I really do. Appreciate you participating. You gotta comment. I missed JRH's comment. I'm gonna get it right now. Yo, have a good night. Be safe tomorrow. You said you in cash except for your Baba call debit spread. I remember that one, and that did. I'm gonna check that out. I don't know if that reversed today. And long-term stock portfolio. You're just watching the market, waiting for a while. That's good. I think this is a good. The way the market's trading, it's not a bad call. I mean, you're not going to miss nothing. It's not going to run away from you. I know that. It's not like, and, oh my gosh, I missed the next 5% to the upside. That's not happening. At least I don't think so. It's just not that environment. Yeah, and we're still in that month of October. What is it, next Monday? Or, is that Black Friday anniversaries? Is it next Monday or the Monday after next? Anyway, Baba up 150. So it held the green. I was like, man, I should have got in myself. Pull up the 5 minute. Yes, I mean that it held green, but it fought those market forces of selling off. Like so, the market gapped. Well, some of the stocks gapped up, but the market gapped lower, went up, and then closed lower. This thing just came down a little bit. Yeah, I like it. I'd like it to actually continue to go higher, unless China comes out and starts ripping these stocks again, or something changes. It just seems like these things can start trending. These things got beat down. Excuse me. 56% from the top. That is crazy. Right? So maybe, I mean, the stochastic on a weekly is still showing oversold with this recent bounce here, which is up 23%. So I think it could catch some traction as long as they stay out of the China just leaves these guys alone, just kind of say nothing, just hopefully all that's over and done. And I even think it's coming up. I mean, it's like one of the best values in the stock market for a growth company, right? So look at that. That's my opinion on Baba. He said all right, so we looked at that. We looked at Tesla. I told you the stocks I was going to look at. Oh, man, I want to sell my Peloton. I bought a call here just playing that bounce, and I thought about when it did bounce, I was up a couple $100. I was like, should I sell it? Should I sell it? Because I'm not feeling comfortable. I was like, no, I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to keep this one until it breaks. If it doesn't hold, I guess I'll get out. Wow. This one, there's no green now, right? There's just red, 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 red. It doesn't even look like this wants to hold here, so we'll see what happens. That's the weekly. Look at the 5 minute. Yeah, look at that. It was up, and this made me think I did the right thing, right? This thing was up 7%, and I was like, all right, yeah, I think I was in somewhere over here. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna make some money on that, but let's been giving it away ever since. So look at the volume on that buy-in, right? So maybe some volume here in that little close. So here's some volume selling towards the end of the day. I don't like that. But let's see if these buyers step back in. It's almost at that area. I mean, this is like, maybe it wants to fill this gap here, which is only like $1, $2. And it went all the way up to 90. I thought we was going up to 100. I mean, or 98. That's where I thought is this line right here, but not yet. I think this could be a good buy. This is something I think you want to keep an eye on for a trade. They still make. I know the treadmill went down $400 or whatever, the bike, whatever it was, but they still make a lot of money. The growth, I should say, the growth is huge still in this thing. And you can see the other companies in order to track. A lot of people's trying to bite, man. They're trying to get that growth. They want Peloton to get it all. Yeah, so let me see. What else do I like? What else? What's my faves? By the way, that Western Union put I bought, it's making me more money than I thought. There's a little bounce here, but it's still. Yeah, when did I buy it? I think I bought it right here. And I don't know. I just see this thing drifting down to the lows. As long as Bitcoin is getting traction and the Lightning Network, I don't know. I just don't see this slow grind up continuing. I think Bitcoin can possibly, start having this thing drift down. So I bought like one put, just one, a couple of years out. But I'm looking at it, I was like, wow, this thing is actually making me some money. I usually suck at stocks to the downside, by the way. I'd rather just sit on my hands going down and buy it when it goes up. I don't really like playing stocks to the downside because I just suck at it. Even though I can look at a chart. This one, Bed Bath & Beyond, I bought a put in this thing. This thing is making same. I mean, look, it didn't even hold. Remember we said this is going to zero? At least I think it is. It was going bankrupt just before the. I'm talking a couple of months. If we didn't have the thing in last March, I'm trying not to say the word, I think Bed Bath & Beyond would be out of business by now. The one by me is closed. That one shut down already. But I just think we're going right back down to the. as we come out of this era, I think this is going back into its era of being a $2 stock and looking at going out of business. So we'll see what happens here. Not a lot of volume, on this downside. So this is actually telling me something. It's like, okay, maybe it won't go down. Well, not yet, but because they're not really selling it off. The volume is just not there, right? Look at the last 4 weeks. This is monthly. Look at the last 4 months compared to, going way back. This is like no volume. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. But maybe if the volume does start picking up, this thing will start going down. Like start picking up as the stock is going down. This thing will start just going down. We'll see. That's another one of mine. And I'm not super convinced on that. Even though I'm convinced my money's not where my mouth is, I think I just got, what do I got? I got a put spread. I got 4 or something like that. I think I sold the 16, bought the 10s. Even though I would because the puts were priced. Let's see if it's like that. They were priced high. It's like, man. So look, the $8 is $1.10, at least when I was looking at it. So $8, $1.10. So it means you're not profitable until this thing is $6.90, right? So it's $14.59 now. So if you buy a put that's a year and a half out for $1.10, you're not going to be profitable until $6.90. That's more than halfway. So I don't like that price action. That action. This 12 put, the stock is at $14.50. This 12 is priced at let's say $2.75, right? So that's going to bring you to be profitable $9.25, right? So that's a long way from now, and that's the next strike out of the money. The very first strike. So like, man, it just seems high. So that's what made me do the spread. I think I said 16, maybe it was the 15 to the 10, right? So I bought the 450 and bought the 10, something like that. So that's 270. So if it gets to 10 on this particular trade I'm looking at right here, you're doubling your money, right? So 270, almost doubling your money. You buy that for 270. It gets down there, you could sell it for $5. Let's say it won't be $5, but you'll almost double your money on that. So that's the kind of trade I put on. I just think the puts are just priced. Look at the implied volatility here. Now I don't know what's going on May 20th of May, but look how they got it priced that this thing is going to move 15 points. So something is going on here. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, look at the prices of this. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what's going on. That is crazy. Something is. So $15 from now, and that's pricing is to zero. So they're saying it's going to move 15.99, basically 16 points, plus or minus 16 points. That's plus or minus 16 points. Well, shoot, the stock is at 15. 14.59, so it's basically saying it could go to zero right here. I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but it's interesting. Just now noticing that right now. Look at these calls. The calls are really like for the 32. Basically, this thing doubles. They want $1.15 for the 32. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. It's interesting. Oh man, you said the past 3 months, all these stocks down. Amazon, 13, Facebook. Yeah, it's like, yeah, and the market's been holding up. That's been the mantra of my videos the last 5, 10. I'm just like, man, this market's just going up, and there's a lot of stocks that's just down 20, 30%, 15%. And so whatever was bringing the market up, it wasn't my stocks. The stocks that I was in. I've been making most of my money in crypto. I got 20% of my portfolio, 30% of my portfolios in crypto now. That's why I even stopped making videos. I slowed down because I'm just buying crypto, and just kind of got some long trades on. And that seems to be working out right about now. Let's look at Bitcoin's action, 57,000. Look at that. Monthly right there, right? We coming up here. We're definitely going to hit this all-time high, 65. Just maybe tomorrow. I don't know, but it's happening pretty quick. So definitely get into the Bitcoin. Look at how, and a lot of stocks look like this. Tesla looked like that, and it just didn't break out like Bitcoin is, but this thing is breaking out. That's the next level of resistance if you want to do a resistance thing. I always say it's, I don't know if Bitcoin trades like stocks, but it is here. It's going here. It's going even a lot higher than there. I think Bitcoin will be limited supply, 21 million. This ETFs are coming out. I mean, more company adoption. $500,000 a coin. It's still early. It could be $2 million a coin. Get it now. I know you feel like, man, I could have had it down here. Man, we all feel like that. We could have had it 5,000, 100. Imagine 100. I just needed 1,000 to get 10 of them. Anyway, so yeah, we missed it, but you're still not. It's still early. It's still for where it's going to go. It is early. Okay, so get ready. I mean, look, I'm scrolling it down. Look, 175,000 up. It's going that way, right? So just start accumulating. That's what I've been basically doing. It's just I'm really into the Bitcoin. And speaking about stocks, so I'm into the MicroStrategy. I'm into all these stocks that's kind of holding Bitcoin. MicroStrategy, I really like. I mean, this thing's just a Bitcoin holding company. Forget about its intelligent software business, whatever the hell it does. It trades along with Bitcoin, up 3.24% today, right? So, and the market was down. If you look at that monthly, look at it. It's almost the same kind of monthly chart that Bitcoin's putting in. It's just a little delayed reaction. I think we actually come up here, you're like, oh man, no way, MicroStrategy. Well, I'm gonna come over here to FinViz, go to MicroStrategy, and what makes me almost know, because I'm really bullish on Bitcoin, and I just look at this MicroStrategy short float, 26% of the shares off short. That's going to be a hell of a squeeze if Bitcoin starts to get some traction and MicroStrategy's balance sheet is just doubling and tripling and quadrupling because they have a shitload of Bitcoin in their balance sheet. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's why I like this one. And maybe it's short because I think a lot of people's not getting it. They think Michael Saylor is crazy because he's putting on this Bitcoin and he's taking loans in the company to buy Bitcoin. I mean, if he's right, if Bitcoin just starts taking off, man, all them shorts are going to be wrong, and this stock is going to be way up here. So just keep that in mind. Your channel would blow up. Oh, I know, but I like talking about stocks and options. I was like, man, I'm not turning my channel into a crypto channel. I'm not doing it. But maybe I am. I don't know. I really should be talking about what I'm doing. And yeah, just Bitcoin, Ethereum. I've been buying some Pancake Swap for the yield. I'm farming it on Pancake Swap. I just bought, just before this video, $3,700 worth of pancake cake, and farmed it. Put it in staked it for the most part for 80 or 70, 87% interest on it, right? So I'm just going to sit back and collect that cake. Now, there's risk in that. It's high risk, actually. I mean, even if cake were to go down, let's go to Coin Market Cap, because it's not doing as well as Bitcoin. But if I could collect almost 100% interest, let's go to a year, right? That's what it looks like. And right now it's trading at 1861. If I can collect almost 100% interest in a year, that means that this thing for the most part can go down to somewhere like $9 and I'll be like breaking even for the most part. So yeah, I like it. And if it starts getting traction, hey, it'll be all good. So I like cake only because I'm getting that yield in the farming, but I understand there's contract risk. We wake up and they be like, oh man, they stole all the cake out of the, 30 million out of the cake, and then I'll wind up losing all my money. But it's high risk in DeFi. So you have to be wary of that. And then of course I got a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of Ethereum. I just got the majors. I had the Solana. By the way, I got $1,000 in Shiba only because it's been running. I figured I'd throw a G over there. I don't want it to do a Dogecoin on me, and so if it Doges on me, I'm gonna be in it. I'm gonna be making some money. But I was in the beginning, I was in a lot. I was in a bunch of these crypto. I just decided to trim it down and just be into the majors. So Ethereum, I was in Solana, Phantom, all that stuff, Cake, Uniswap, a bunch of that stuff. So I just like narrowed it down to a small handful, the ones that I really believe in. And there's some other DeFi projects that I believe in, like Aave and things like that. But this is the major one on the Binance Smart Chain. So I like Pancake Swap, only for mainly the yield that you can farm it for. So let's see how that goes for me. I don't talk about it that much. I'm still educating myself on it, right? But it's making me money. It's making me money in the back half. It's actually keeping my portfolio kind of stable with the crypto. So now, if you remember my early videos, I was like, man, this crypto, it was going down with the market. I didn't see how it was a hedge, but now it's actually starting to act like a hedge, meaning more portfolio managers, more institutions are buying in. I think you're seeing these 10 million or plus volume, and you're just increasing. So that's institutional ownership. That's big millionaires. There's a lot of things happening, and that's why this thing is up. They see the stock market going down. This is going up. They got to protect their money, and it's starting to come this way. And new highs is a coming for Bitcoin. And then once that happens, it's going to be all aboard. Look at that, this consolidation right here. It's just getting ready to explode, right? This is what we looked at in Amazon, up this way, right? Expecting it to go up. So I really believe in it. I don't even worry if it goes down. I'm just gonna buy more. I'm just so confident in it. Just go down to whatever, 10,000. I'm just gonna be buying a whole bunch more. Hopefully it don't go that low though. It'll definitely be testing me. But yeah, I really like what's going on with that whole space. We're early. Just remember that we are early. You said you 90% Bitcoin and 10% Ethereum. You learn about, is that Litecoin right now? You cashed out your SHIB too. I had $300, man. I had $300 worth of SHIB. I'm telling you this. No, I had 150. All right, it wasn't as bad as I thought, and I had it for the longest, and it was just going down. I had it even staked, making 3%. I was able to unstake it, and I don't know, I had it for 6 months. I had it for a long time, right? And it lost half its value. I think I cashed out at 90 or something like that. Do you believe that cash out was just before the big rally it just had? And I was like, man, right? So I was like, I'm getting back in even bigger. I went in with 1,000 this time. And then it immediately went up to 1,300. So I bought 300 back, so it's 1,000 again, and so I kind of made some of that money back that I lost, and so now, I'm in. I think I think I might keep cashing it in until I can get my money back. So if it goes up another 300, I'll sell it. Goes up another 300, I'll sell it. Basically, so I'll still be at 1,000, right? And then now it's the house's money. Then I won't even care. I can leave it in there forever. But the day that Elon tweets again about his dog, his Shiba Inu dog, Shiba dog, whatever, this thing is going to like quadruple. I won't say quadruple. It's going to be some action over here. So, and it's still kind of that Elon trade. It started going up when he bought that dog right here. So see, I bought in somewhere around here, and it's just been going sideways forever. He just recently tweeted he got a new dog. It's a Shiba dog. And this, for whatever reason, this thing is almost at the top again, right? It's probably helpful that the market is kind of bullish as well. So we'll see what happens. If he starts tweeting about his dog again, this thing could be off to the races. It could be the next Doge. Who knows? I watched and laughed at Doge, but shoot, we all could have been millionaires just with a little bit of money with that, right? Even when it went up, I remember he talked about it went up like 800%. And I was like, man, the thing was like 0.00, whatever it was, and it went up. And I'm like, man, okay, whatever, that's a nice little gain these guys could have had. I didn't even know what a Doge was. And at that time, it was not too late. it still wasn't too late to catch that massive rally that that thing had. So it's just interesting. So I kind of keep that in mind when I'm thinking of this Shiba, right? Even though you think this move is huge, compared to Doge, it's not. It's not. It could still go a long, long way. And this Shiba, I believe, has a limited supply, by the way. Is it on here? Fully diluted market. Can this? Where's the total supply? I don't see it on here. Maybe I'm missing it. I always say, yeah, maybe I'm missing it, but I think Shiba has a limited supply. And they just did a massive token burn. A massive token burn. Doge has an unlimited supply. And look what it did, so it's crazy. And it was like a joke coin. Well, this one is too, really. Anyway, but that's is Shiba. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, and just being in these stocks that have Bitcoin, right? And so that's MicroStrategy is my number one stock. Square's been taking a hit. So has PayPal. What was the news on what's going on with them? I forgot. It's pretty kind of little bearish story, but I think it'll hold on. I think it's, part of the market going down as well. It's hard to tell, but they're going to be back in these stocks, especially if Bitcoin still continues to take off. So like Square's down today 2.58%. Bitcoin's up almost 4% or whatever. So you see it's a little disconnected right here. We'll see, right? I'm bullish in Square. And I think I might be losing money on it as well. I wasn't when it was up here, but now it's down here. I might be. PayPal looking to break down as well. Look at the bottom of the range. At least that one I drew. So here's the next level of support. I guess it's coming here. It looks like it's going to be there, right? So maybe the market turns when it gets right there. But 250, maybe it's coming down to 235. I tell you what, though, this would be a strong buy in my opinion. This is a stock that you could. Let's say it gets down to 230. You can wake up, then it's a bullish day in the market. It could easily be up 15 points that day. You're like, oh, I missed it. And then the next day up another 10. Like it could make this up in no time. Look at this move right here that it had. Right when it was down here, looking all grim. And then in 60 days, it was up 28%. Right, so basically 15% every 30 days. So it could have that kind of move back to the upside. And then if it breaks out of this range, like a lot of stocks just in this little consolidation pattern, it could be the next bull, right? So you look at the stochastic oversold. It hasn't been down here, man. The last time it was down here was way back here in October 19. All right, imagine you got him back then, $100, right? So it's down there again, right? It's down there again. So it's hugely oversold, So let's see what happens. Earnings coming up. Wow, 11/11, not 11/11, but 11/11, 11 the month and 1 the day. So 11. Well, that's 1/11, I should say. 1/1/1. Is the earnings, and we'll see what happens. 300 million people. Imagine they all buying Bitcoin. That's what's kind of got me bullish about PayPal and Square. I think Square's just 30 million customers. I like Square actually for the growth. I think it has a more growth potential than Bitcoin. And I like what's the CEO of Square again? Jack Dorsey. I mean, huge Bitcoin bull type person, right? So I just want to put my money where these Bitcoin bulls are. This Jack Dorsey, the MicroStrategy dude, Michael Saylor, so these guys, right? Follow these guys. Follow the guys that's just huge, making money. Now we got to see if the Amazon guy, what's his name? Jack, I forgot it. Vassy, whatever his name is, see if he can make Bezos kind of money by him running Amazon. Something tells me though that he wants to have this earnings that shows that he could make it happen. So we'll see, right? Because this report is all on him. This next 3 months, right here. Um, that's what I've been doing. That's my story. You guys could have kicked back some stocks. I think I had 5 people up here in a minute. I started talking about Bitcoin, and next thing you know, people start watching. Yeah, I know, JRH. I should talk about that stuff more often, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'm still educating myself in the space, and I just kind of stick to what I'm doing with this, with what I do best, and I'm still with the options. It sucks that the market is down. You could obviously that the bull is over. Well, not like that, but I mean, we was going straight up every day for like almost 2 years, a year and a half. So that's over. It seems like we are at how we used to be. Things just not going to continue to go straight up no more. And maybe they'll even go down. It seems like that's where we are today. So back to the way the stock market used to trade. Here's the SMH. I was in it. I got out. You can see the breakout right back down, right? And I mean, everything you bring up that's powerful. Oh, excuse me. I'm just having I had McDonald's, so you kind of know what my stomach feels like, right? Had the number 7, the the 2 cheeseburger thing. Anyway, so yeah, everything is just peeling over. Nothing's holding a breakout. Bitcoin is, but everything else is just rolling over. It's like fake breakout. That's it. So, and it's been doing that. What, for 3, 4, 5 months now? We've been seeing that kind of action. So it's a little worrisome. And now it's just finally making its way to the averages. So we'll see. Even though that didn't break out and roll over, but you know how the market's been. A lot of the stocks has been in a range. Like this is the SPY now, right? It's like that. But this has just been trending up. It was in a range here, but is it going to start to get in a range maybe right now? Like maybe, let me draw this like here. Maybe we start seeing something like that, right? And it just kind of does a range like a lot of the stocks is doing in a range. Or is this thing going to kind of just keep coming down or whatever? Or, I don't know. Yeah, that's SPY. And what else do I like? So I like the square, Tesla, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, so I'm doing a Condor thing. I've been saving a few thousand to sell puts. It's been working for the last several weeks. There was one I had to get out. So disappointed. I put it on the same day it expired. I had to get out, and I should have stayed in. I forgot why I couldn't hold it. I had to sell it for something. I was doing something. I can't remember. But I should have held it. But anyway, it's been working for me, so I'm just going to kind of continue to do that. Doing short terms. Sometimes I'll do a long term. I think if it's extreme. So like, let's say tomorrow the SPY is down, I don't know, 10 handles or something. I might sell a 40-day put spread on there, right? And then once you do that, volatility's up. And when the market bounces, generally that first day it bounces is the day you buy your spread back for credit, because the volatility is just getting sucked out, right? So it's always good if you can do that. And it's scary. They're scary trades because the market, when the market's going down like 10 points, it's just hard. Generally the news behind it is like, oh my gosh, it sounds like the end of the world. And then you're selling puts, meaning you're bullish, and it's scary. It's a scary trade. But the VIX is up. It's actually the perfect trade. And for the most part, it works almost all the time. But when it don't work, it could be painful. But it works almost all the time. And then, yeah, as soon as the volatility starts to come back in, it's like, boom, you just get your money, and that's what's been working out for me. So I'm glad I had a few grand to kind of do that kind of trade. I used to do more money doing those kind of trades, but I started to just slow down a little bit and just get into more not trading as much. That's another reason why, like I said, the videos has been slow. I really haven't been doing much at all. Learning about crypto, some crypto trades and just kind of I'm long term. I do the leap thing. I'm buying these leaps. Just watching them do its thing. So what are you guys trading? I say this. I got 5 people in here, so I know who 2 of you are. So the other 3, how are you trading? What are you doing? Are you making any money in this market, or are you just watching it? You learning about it? You trade puts, spreads, or you just calls, puts? By the way, if you watch me, I'm not a serious call buyer, put buyer. I'm always buying spreads. You always want to hedge yourself. So even if you want to, let's say I want to buy a SPY call. Let's say, oh man, I think the SPY, the SPY is gonna bounce hard. I'm gonna buy. Let's come at this right here, the 39 days out. I'm gonna buy this call. Well, if you're real bullish, just come down here, come way down here and sell this 455 for $1. Get some money back. You don't have to spend. This is $930. So if you're real bullish and just go straight, I'm buying the calls. Come down here and sell one of these. It's not going to reach there. This 12 delta, right? And then when you're wrong, if you're a little wrong, you're getting some of that money back. Even if you're right, you're going to get some of the money. The market could be up and this thing could still be down, right? So this stuff is, some people buy, this is all they do is buy it, and it's really risky. You could buy this, right? And the market starts to go up, but this doesn't go up, right? Especially if the VIX is high, the volatility is high. This because volatility is coming out. These are going down still, so this is like free money down here. Sell them. Sell these, okay? Even when you're bullish, buy this. And then if you're not as bullish, you want to buy that, say sell that, right? Buy the 435, sell the 437, something like that. But if you're real bullish, come down here and buy that 435 and sell this 457. Get that 80 cents. It's free money. It's sitting there for you. This theta right here, this is what you're losing every day on an option like this. $12, right? You don't want to lose $12 a day. So hedge yourself. Come over here and when you sell this, you're going to make $5 a day. So you're not losing that much. So always hedge yourself. Always. Don't just buy these calls, buy these puts. Don't buy them naked. Now, that being said, I got some puts and calls that are naked, but they're leaps. They're weighted 2 years out. So if I were to come out here and you could see right here, see how if I were to buy this right here, it's only losing $3 a day. That's why you want to buy these. These are not losing money. They're not decaying. So even on a shorter term trade, buy these. I know they're expensive. Yeah, they're expensive. I get it. But if you don't want to lose money in decay, don't be afraid to buy some of these, especially in the big index like SPY, because you don't have that much. These are still liquid. You won't have that much spread here. Gosh, I forgot what the hell they call it. Can't even think of it. It's you have liquidity still, right? It's not wide. So this is actually, the market's closed, so I'm not going to say this is accurate but you won't lose that much in the bid ask even when you're over here. But I mean, buying short term, losing $12 a day. I mean, shoot, you're giving it back instantly. After the next day, you done gave it back what you could have lost in the spread. So yeah, do things like that. Jeff Bezos. I guess No, Jassy. What's his name? Not Bezos, but the guy that's ahead now. Jassy? Jeff Gass? What's his name? Jassy? Something Jassy. I don't know why I don't know it. I'm telling you, I have brain farts when I do videos. I just feel like, what? I know it all the time until I press record. I'm using crypto to build wealth, and dividend paying stocks to preserve it. It works. That works. You got to come up with your own little thing to do. I'm trying to, I don't even know what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to get growth. I'm really focusing on growth. I think Bitcoin's going to do it for me. That's why I'm real aggressive with these stocks I'm going on with you, like Amazon and Tesla. I'm aggressive. If they don't do their thing, I'm going to lose a lot of money. I could go to a more conservative type style, but not yet. Not yet. I'm being a little aggressive. So, part of me wants to change. Like, oh, I need to have. Actually, I think of Bitcoin being a little more conservative, to tell you the truth. How I trade the rest of my portfolio, I've just been aggressive, and I'd be thinking about, yeah, maybe I should dumb it down a little bit. But it's been working, so I'm just hanging in there. I noticed over time that in my whole trading career, my whole time trading, that when I'm not aggressive when I should be aggressive, and I'm maybe even aggressive when I shouldn't be. So like I can make money, but I can make a whole. I leave so much money on the table because I'm not as aggressive as I should be. When I know I actually should be aggressive, but I just be cautious. So I'm actually letting that fly a little bit, and just starting to be a little bit more aggressive. Just watching, and so kind of changing my style. That's why I was like, I'm doing less stocks and more things. I believe more of the story, more of the theme. I don't know if I'm even saying, hope you understand what I'm saying. More of a like say EV. We know EV is going to be the shit. I mean, by the next 10 years, 2035, whatever, these companies ain't even going to be making gas cars no more. So where do you put your money in that? I'm thinking, resources like the batteries. What are those stocks that make those lithium batteries or whatever that power those cars? LTHM. There's two of them. That's Livent is one. I think this stock is going to, right, look at that, it's starting to break out, up, sideways, up. That's what we want from the Amazon, right? And the other one is, it's on my watch list. I don't have it right now, but there's like two, right? So we have that. And of course, some of the like Tesla and GM cars. By the way, you see that new Cadillac Lyriq? That thing is hot. Oh man, thing makes a Tesla look like a Schwinn bicycle. That thing is sweet, man. So GM, right, and then Ford. So these are the ways to play it. These things have been going sideways, but this run right here, this might be the run. This might be the change of the story. It's changing. So, we have that and just some of the other themes, the long-term themes, and I'm starting to think more of that. I don't think Amazon's going anywhere. I want to be long-term with that. I think they're going to get better. You see these robots and more Amazon product. Amazon is really a huge gadget company. They're getting more into the gadget. They're into the home with the Alexa. I forgot some more of the other long-term things that they're doing, but they're there. They're growing, right? Remember that they make a lot of their money, and it ain't from buying stuff on Amazon. It's Amazon Web Services and things like that. So I like what they're doing there. So I like their story. Even I like Walmart. I know it's not been doing that well, but I mean, we spend this is still the number one retailer, right? And we spend a lot of money over there. So I think, and they're getting better with the deliveries and doing their thing. They're changing their game. It's slow, but they're doing it. So I like that. If you would have gotten Walmart when it first came out, you're rich, you're a millionaire, right? Things like that. So what are those next stories or the story stocks that's just going to be around for a long time? Apple's another one. I just never been a big Apple fanboy. One thing about Apple, other than that phone, they, if you remember the MP3s, they always copied. Somebody came out with the idea and they came out and perfected it. They always, they didn't innovate, except for that phone. That phone did, well, not real. I mean, yes, they did with the touchscreen and all that stuff, but you remember BlackBerry was out. They was kind of already doing that smart kind of thing, and like they took that idea and just perfected it. So that's how I feel about Apple. But they're going to be here for years, right? So Apple, especially if they get into this car game, people will buy the car, don't matter if it's an Apple car, they buying it. So they really need to get into that. People love Apple. I don't know what it is. It's like cult. It's a cult stock. That's why you got like Tesla, cult, Apple. Yeah, they're gonna like it. So if you just stay in these stocks for the most part, you should do all right. Right, you should do all right. I don't think they're gonna be running away from you like they just did the last couple of years, but they'll get the 10 to 12% growth a year. You know what? In the chart. That's how I feel about those. Anyway, so yeah, I'm still in the middle of changing my style. I'm a little aggressive right now. I might change that again. Right. I wanted to slow down trading. I just didn't want to. I don't like being messing around with the computer too much, right? So I just been slowing my game down, just kind of doing what I do and just letting it play out. And I got a little bit more aggressive in some of the stocks that I believe in. So that's what I've been doing for the most part. So however you quote that style, I missed, even though I made money when I was so into those dividends because we believed that the stock market was damn near going to zero, right? In the beginning of 2000, when all that stuff was going on. And I was scooping up all those great stocks like, Kimberly Clark and Clorox, things with the yield damn near 10%. And you're like, oh man, I'm going to get a 10% yield for the rest of my life. Coke, 8%. I mean, but in all actuality, yeah, you're getting a good yield, but these things just wasn't growing. I should have been scooping up the apples, and that's why I'm a firm believer. And I know I should always be buying these growth. This is why I say to you, they always come back to the growth stocks. Always, they always do. They don't go to them dividends. Yeah, Campbell's soup works for a little bit until it don't work, which is only maybe a month or two, because they don't care about yields, dividends. They care about growth, and they're gonna come back to these growth stocks. They're not going to get beat up too long unless the business just suck, turns. So, yeah, even though some of these growth stocks go down, you got to just buy more of them. As long as the story's the same, just keep buying it because they coming back to it. And when they come back, they be getting all in. You can see how fast they turn around. I mean, look at these pullbacks and like this pullback. Well, that's the big one. This pullback, right back. This pullback, right back. It's just going to be the same thing, right? And all these pullbacks, it was like, oh, Apple. I remember this one right here because it was going to be Apple touching 100. Oh man, they lost it, and then boom, right back, new high, So Microsoft, which is the stock that just don't go down. Look at this thing, man, unbelievable. This chart is unbelievable. I used to be selling call spreads in this. When I really first started trading options hard, I was always selling covered calls in Microsoft. It's like an easy trade. The thing just goes up. It just goes up. It never goes down. Even if if you lose on a covered call, that's okay because it's gonna go up. It's not gonna continue to go down. Anyway, but just don't trade it. I don't know why I stopped trading it. Look at that. Just unbelievable. Missed that one. That's just the perfect slope. Look at that curve. Unlike the straight upness we've been seeing. Unlike that. All right, so you guys want to talk about anything? What's going on with you? What's your trading style? How you been trading? Look at that. Look at the stochastic has stayed pinned, overbought for the most part, pinned up here. And this is why I don't necessarily look at. I like if it's moving in or moving up. I don't really look at if it's oversold or overbought. I look at the move. So if it starts coming down, I'm looking at that. Or if it's going up, I'm looking at that. But this thing has been pinned up here for the most part since 16. For the last 5 years. So if you would have got out and be like, Microsoft's just it's overbought. I'm gonna get out and wait for the pullback. Well, you missed a 388% rally, a 400% rally. So you can't look at that. You can't look at it being oversold or overbought. Especially when you're on these longer term charts. You can't look at it like that. But when you see that dip, maybe it's on a stock like this, you'd be like, okay, now I can buy or buy more or whatever I should say. Or when it starts to come out, just be a little cautious. Like, oh, what's happening here? It's not being pinned no more. you know. But I really like to buy, even though this stock is different, when it's coming up from the oversold area and going back up like this kind of angle in the slow, and it's starting to split, right, with like that, something like that. Well, I think I did that wrong. That's when I really like to buy. You said you're using. Oh, okay. So no additional comments. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead. Damn, my arm hurts. I wanted to put my camera on. I just forgot to set it up because I think it is set up, ready to go. Yeah, I was gonna throw it on, but I didn't. It's easier just to press record and go with it. All right. So hopefully you guys is making money. Let's see what this market does. By the way, yeah, it was weird today. Let's see if it can continue. I mean, the VIX was down, and then if the VIX was down, then it exploded. The market was down, then it went up, and then went down, rolled over. So the VIX is at its high again for the last couple of days. It's gonna continue to run. Is it gonna run back up into these 20s? It's right there. We'll say. Actually, look at it, closed exactly at 20. And I think this morning, yeah, it was 18. I was like, wow, okay, the VIX is coming in. But no, it's not. Anyway, it could turn just like that, right? Look at it, opened up here. It opened at 19, went to 8. Damn, the VIX was volatile today. I wouldn't say it opened at 19, went up to 20 almost. I'm rounding it off. Then came clear down to 18, and is that 10%? And then closed back up at 20. And it's like, that's like, they're like, what do I do? People's buying puts, selling puts, buying, and what do I do? So I think tomorrow will be interesting to see what are we going to continue to the downside, or was today just like a little nervous little glitch, or see how it plays out tomorrow. All right, so like, bell, subscribe, hit me Instagram, Twitter, Dre Trades over there, and hit the bell, because I don't ever know when I'm going live. I just go live. Anyway, so thanks for watching. I haven't been doing pre-recorded videos, or just because I don't feel like editing. It's just so easier to go live. And let me tell you something. This is what I do know about YouTube. The live videos don't get put out. Like I said, I could make the same exact video, like this video I'm doing right now. I could be recording it right now, and I might get 10 views. But if I drop the same video as a pre-recorded video, it'll get 50 views or whatever. So they just don't put out the live videos. I don't know why it's like that on my other channel. It's like that on other people's channels I know. I don't know what it is. And I remember they used to like live videos when they was going live, when that whole thing was new. They was really pushing that whole live aspect. But I don't know, some way live doesn't get the love as a pre-recorded video does, and I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just trying to figure that out. Could be my channel, I don't know. But that's what I know. But I used to record this and then drop it again. I don't know, some of y'all might have seen that like Jared, you might have noticed that I would drop the same video right after the live was over. Just drop it as in you get another drop down, like, damn, it's a new video. No, it's the same video I just dropped, because it gets more love. But I don't even got time to do that no more. So anyway, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. This is Dre Trades, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.